I was actually working on a few other videos, but one day I saw my front door and the way it was lit inspired me to paint it. And I think it would be a good opportunity to make an accompanying video going over why I chose this particular subject. Notice the photo. As an artist, and the occupant, I'm conscious of the fact that blue and purple light is hitting the door. If I was not conscious of connected factors like light and shadow, I might not have noticed the colors on the door at all. This is because I'm aware of it in my own practice, and so I know to look for these things. Think of getting a red Subaru and then you start seeing red Subarus everywhere. They stick out, in a way, altering your vision, changing how you see things. This is the power of the artist's mind. It changes your vision by making things like lighting, symmetry, and colors stand out like my ex-wife's new Tesla. And when you start noticing these things, they can in turn inspire your own art practice. This can also apply to other disciplines like music. You may start to notice sounds in everyday life that inspire you to implement it into your own musical practice. I believe everyone needs some kind of passion or hobby, even just ongoing projects. Something that not only gives them something to progress in, but which takes them to new places and in which life experiences inspire it. Perhaps something that urges them to engage more in the world so they can progress in that hobby. I mean, they look neat, but putting ships in bottles doesn't exactly interest a lot of people. But if that's the one thing you like to do as a hobby, and it helps you appreciate the world more, then by all means, let no one stand in your way. Shove that old hag aside, or toss that child out the window if they dare to tell you it's a dumb hobby. Or ignore them. That works too, I guess. You may have noticed I go in dry with my piece and don't use many digital tools. I paint as if it was a real canvas, so that I am solving problems as I would traditionally, but with the forgiving edge of my technological overlords. I prefer more tactile mediums, but digital art does allow me to experiment more and still get a result I like. This bleeds a little into how I'm kinda anti-shortcut at this point, a pretty recent development. For some reason, I always had this strange notion that I needed to have my shit together by 26. I think it might be from back when I was 10 and world building, and then never getting past the 5th chapter of any story I wrote, and for some reason, my protagonist would always be 26. Like, they're young, they still have a lot of life ahead of them, minimal risk of health issues, lots of energy. It seemed like a great time to be starting the rest of one's life. So, I would take shortcuts in everything I did, so that I could be where I wanted by the time I was 26. I'm 25 now, and I know it'll probably take me a few extra years. And so, I am forced to chill so that I don't lose my mind. I sold out my morals and tried enlisting for the benefits, also so that I could get societal clout or maybe even glory. Glad that after 3 years of trying to get in due to a medical condition I didn't have, I decided to stop. I quit things I had progressed significantly in for other things because I thought it would be a more fulfilling option. I watched tons of exercise videos to become shredded in 12 minutes. I tried studying subjects I couldn't stand so that I could get a high-paying job and get where I wanted to be faster. There are countless other examples, but they never panned out. Maybe that's why, during most of my adult life, I haven't done much art. Art forces me to slow down and make the image look the way I want. And oftentimes, the way I want it to look is loose and effortless, meaning I must surrender some level of control and perfection. This is why I don't really bother with a lot of the digital bells and whistles, treating my digital art more like a physical painting. I try not to indulge in technology too much. I mean, my videos are filmed with an iPad that I only use for art videos in Procreate. I refuse to do anything else with it. I don't even have a smartphone. Those things will rule your life in ways you don't even realize. I could be persuaded to get one of those light phones with the electronic paper screens though. Those seem like a pretty healthy alternative. Frankly, so much of this piece needs reworking and I'm so tired of it not looking the way I want that I would rather start over than keep up this particular piece. I'm simply bored with it. Just gonna polish this off with some finishing touches with the airbrush, and there we are. Don't look too closely at it, and it looks kinda neat. Even if I wasn't happy with the final result, I'm glad I did it so that I have a frame of reference for what worked and what didn't, for similar future pieces. I probably would have fared better if I had sketched it out first instead of raw dogging it. Look upon this abomination and walk away with this valuable lesson. Don't raw dog it. Unless you're Kim Jong-gi. That man was a force of nature. Rest in peace. Perhaps I should have used more digital tools so that I could look the way I wanted, but the fact remains. I practice in such a way that what I learned will carry over to traditional mediums. And hey, I never said having an artist's mind makes you a skilled artist. And that's a wrap. I do hope you enjoyed. Please smash that dislike button, and be sure to leave your cruelest comment down below. Farewell.